Shows Jerry Lee Lewis sitting at a piano on a soundstage set up in the Rosa Parks Thatcher Woods parking lot. Shows Gorilla Monsoon, Dusty Rhodes, and Bobby the Brain Heenan sitting at a park bench adjacent to the parking lot. Monsoon. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the beautiful Thatcher Woods, one of the many beautiful parks making up the Rosa Parks, where we have an epic battle of brands that will decide the future of audio-only sketch comedy as we know it. And we have a jam-packed crowd of spirits here, including ones from India and Seoul, South Korea. Heenan, are you sure about the South Koreans? I did some soul searching myself and came up empty. Monsoon. And with me is the American Drain, Dusty Rhodes, and the man you just heard making an off-color remark, Bobby the Brain Heenan. Rhodes. I can't wait for this match, Gorilla. It's time for Saturday Night Live to pull out all the stops and dethrone Mr. Joe King. Heenan. No way, Dusty. This will be Juris Dr. King's coronation. It's time for audio-only sketch comedy to join us and be dead once and for all. Monsoon. For those wondering how we got here, we're going to send it to Mean Gene Okerlund for a pre-taped interview he conducted with SNotL brand owner Joe King. Cuts to Gene Okerlund and Philip Seymour Hoffman as Joe King sitting on logs in front of a campfire in the woods. Okerlund. Folks, I am here with Joe King, an alter ego that has created the #1 audio-only sketch comedy show on the video platform YouTube featuring an all-dead cast, Saturday Night Live SNotL. On the show itself, Juris Dr. King initially kept himself out of the limelight and instead portrayed his alter ego, the producer of the show, Tom Murphy. However, after King was banished from the show after the infamous SNotL 97 episode, the only episode currently banned by YouTube, King staged a coup d'etat to regain control of the program and decided to no longer portray the producer, Tom Murphy, but instead began to portray himself. To keep the rank and file satisfied, King created the #1 audio-only sketch comedy show within another audio-only sketch comedy show on the video platform YouTube featuring an all-dead cast, Saturday Night Live, headed by writer Liz Lemonade. However, the cast of Saturday Night Live recently froze Juris Dr. King out and forced him to abandon Saturday Night Live, taking the SNotL brand with him. Since that time, King has employed both the bad guy, Scott Hall, and John the Animal House Belushi, the other siders, to take over and destroy Saturday Night Live. And so here we are. Juris Dr. King, if you could please explain to us what is going on and what your goals are. Hoffman.
Thank you, Mean Gene. Okay, first of all, audio-only sketch comedy featuring an all-dead cast was all my idea. I was helping these spirits, okay? They had a chance to continue to perform despite being dead, all because of me. But the likes of Chris Farley, Bill Hartman, Gilda Radner, Norm MacDonald, Jan Hooks, Denitra Vance, Brittany Murphy, etc., they took me for granted. Okay, instead of treating me like their king, their savior, the prince that was promised, the Lord of Light, bringing the dead back to the living, they instead treated me like the villain, the goat, the evil, the death king, Satan himself. So if that's what they want, if they want to treat the giver of life as the bringer of death, then I'm here to give them what they want. So I got the bad guy, the Razor Ramon, the Diamond Stud, Scott Hall, and America's guest, the Bluest Brother, Joliet Jake, the Savage Samurai, John the Animal House, Belushi, and a very special surprise third man to help me enact vengeance on those who have forsaken me. So when my 3 destroy Saturday Night Live's 3 in the ring, brother, we'll be killing off Saturday Night Live, and there'll be no more musical guests, no cameos, no more hosts, nothing. Okay, we'll destroy all audio-only sketch comedy on the video platform YouTube, featuring an all-dead cast, and it'll probably just be us audibly gloating in an imaginary ring or some shit, I don't know.
Cuts back to Monsoon, Rhodes, and Heenan at the park bench. Monsoon. Fellas, it looks like Juris Dr. King means business. entertainers, and they took them completely for granted. It's time for some overdue justice. Rose. Not so fast, Brain, because I just received word that Saturday Night Alive is getting some help. Monsoon. That's right, Dusty. Let's send it backstage to Mean Gene again, and by backstage I mean the Woods, who's with Saturday Night Alive's 3 wrestlers tonight. Cuts to Okerlund standing in the woods, who says, "That's right, Gorilla. I'm here with none other than Macho Man Randy Savage, who will be fighting for Saturday Night Alive in the place of the injured Chris Farley." Shows Randy Savage in orange and black sunglasses, cowboy hat, and wrestling attire, who takes the microphone from Okerlund and says, "Oh, yeah. Listen here, Gino. I'm not scared of that tourist nurse queen fella. I've been waiting to host Saturday Night Alive for a long time, brother. And I'm not letting that little pipsqueak destroy audio-only sketch comedy featuring an all-dead cast. So get ready, because it's last call for Scott Hall. And I'm gonna snap into Belushi like a Slim Jim." Okerlund grabs the microphone and asks, "What about the third man?" Savage grabs the microphone back and says, "I'm not worried about any third man. Whoever it is, they're gonna wish that they never stepped foot inside the ring with me and my 2 brothers here, Stormin' Norman McDonald and Phil Heart Attack Man." Shows Norm McDonald with bleach blonde hair and multicolored face paint, and Phil Hartman with blonde hair, black spandex, and an oiled-up chest standing next to Savage. Okerlund. "Okay, Gorilla, Saturday Night Alive is ready for action, with Macho Man Randy Savage, Stormin' Norman McDonald, and Phil Heart Attack Man. Back to you." Shows Monsoon, Rhodes, and Heenan at the park bench. Monsoon. "This certainly will be an epic battle. Now let's send it to Howard Finkel in the ring." Cuts to a wrestling ring in the parking lot, 20 yards away from the soundstage, surrounded by an audience, with Howard Finkel in a tuxedo, standing inside the ring with a microphone. Finkel. "Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for 1 fall." Shows Jimi Hendrix on the soundstage, playing Voodoo Child. Finkel. "Coming to the ring first, the bad guys, Scott Hall and John the Animal House Belushi, the other siders." Belushi and Hall emerge from the woods in sunglasses and black and white SNotL wrestling gear and strut towards the ring. Hall throws a toothpick at a camera held by Helena Hutchins. Monsoon. "Folks, audio-only sketch comedy featuring an all-dead cast is on the line, and here comes the 2 men hell-bent on destroying it." Rhodes. "But who will be the third man, Gorilla?" Heenan. "Whoever it is, they're going to put a heart through the stake of Saturday Night Alive, and people will never forget the moment it happens." Belushi and Hall enter the ring and pose while the crowd boos. Shows Amadeo Mariscal Lopez and Edward Elgar on the soundstage playing Pop and Circumstance. Finkel. "Now coming to the ring, Saturday Night Alive." Randy Savage along with Miss Elizabeth and Brittany Murphy, Norm MacDonald along with Jan Hooks and Denitra Vance, Phil Hartman along with Nicole Brown and Gilda Radner, and Chris Farley following them in a wheelchair, along with Marilyn Monroe in his lap, exit the woods of the Forest Preserve and walk toward the ring. Monsoon. "Saturday Night Alive certainly seems to have Lady Luck on their side." Heenan. "Well, that's bad news for them. You can never trust a woman." Rhodes. "Especially not 7 of them." shows referee Randy Anderson enter the ring as Finkel leaves, while Belushi and Hall stand in the corner with their arms folded, looking unimpressed. Savage, McDonald, and Hartman jump onto the apron. Monsoon. Savage and Hall stare each other down as the referee rings the bell, and we're underway in front of this spirited crowd. Rhodes. Ty Cobb and Muhammad Ali are jawing at each other right now in the audience. Heenan. Wow, I figured one of them was going to use the N-word. I didn't think it'd be Ali. Monsoon. Savage and Hall start us off, and Hall is getting some right hands in on Savage. Savage is off balance, and Hall throws him into the turnbuckle, where McDonald and Hartman are standing. Rhodes. Mach's hand hit Normie's hand. Monsoon. That's right, the ref is signaling for McDonald to get into the ring. But wait, McDonald has now tagged Hartman, and Hartman has to go into the ring. Heenan. Smart move by Norm. Monsoon. Before Hartman could tag back in McDonald, Stormin Norman has jumped down from the apron, has moved Marilyn Monroe, and is now sitting on Chris Farley's lap as Chris sits in a wheelchair. Hartman has now cautiously entered the ring, and Savage departs angrily at the behest of the ref. Hall is hammering Hartman and has picked him up and chokeslammed him down. Heenan. Wow, that move could unfreeze any caveman lawyer. Monsoon. Hall has now put Hartman's head in between his knees. Rose. He's going for the other sider's edge. Monsoon. That's right, he has flipped Hartman over and is holding him by his arms over his own back, and I can't believe it. He has thrown Hartman over the top rope and to the top of McDonald and Farley, and the wheelchair has completely collapsed. Heenan. I'm surprised it was ever able to hold Farley. Rhodes. All three men look to be unconscious, Gorilla. Monsoon. That's right, as the seven ladies start dragging the three men away from the ring and back toward the woods. Macho Man has tagged Hartman's hand and is getting back into the ring. Savage is now hitting Hall with right hooks. Hall has managed to grab Savage to throw him into the turnbuckle, but Savage has reversed Hall now and thrown him into the turnbuckle. After Hall was stunned from hitting the turnbuckle, Savage has flipped him over with a cross armbar. As Hall staggers to get up, Savage goes to the ropes, bounces off of them back towards Hall, and has clotheslined him down. Savage has now picked up Hall and is choking his neck in between the top two ropes. But this has given the chance for Hall to tag Belushi. Belushi has now entered the ring and is hammering Savage with punches to his back. Savage has turned around and is now pointing at Belushi. Belushi is backed up, put his hands up, and is looking for mercy as he backs into the turnbuckle. Savage now has run into Belushi and has belted Belushi's head with his forearm. As the ref tries to get Savage off of Belushi, Savage has swung his arm at the ref, knocking him out. Hall has grabbed the chair from outside the ring and has come up from behind Savage and has knocked him down. Belushi and Hall exchange words now, and it looks like they're getting the table from outside the ring and setting it up in the ring. Hall has put Savage into a suplex position, and it looks like he's going to suplex him into the table. Rhodes. Oh boy, we got company. Monsoon. Phil Hartman is running back out to the ring. Heenan. Maybe he's the third man. Double-crossing Saturday Night Alive. Monsoon. It doesn't look like it as Hartman is knocked into Hall before Hall was able to lift Savage for the suplex. Hall has now dropped Savage and has forced Hartman into the turnbuckle and is clobbering him with right hands. Just as Belushi was going to help Hall fight Hartman, Savage has gotten up and decked Belushi down with a clothesline. Savage has placed Belushi onto the table, and he is climbing the turnbuckle and... Rhodes. Here he goes. Monsoon. Savage destroys Belushi with his flying elbow drop, sending both men through the table. Hall has now knocked Hartman over the top rope and out of the ring, sending him down to the ground. And who is that approaching the ring? Heenan. That's Kevin Nash's son, Tristan. Rhodes. And he has a taser. Monsoon. I can't believe it. Tristan Nash has handed Scott Hall a taser, and as Savage starts to stand up, Hall has tased Savage. Rhodes. Don't tase him, bro. Monsoon. Hall is now trying to get the referee to regain consciousness so he can pin Savage. Heenan, I can't believe it. Rose, that's Satan's music. Shows Satan in red and black SNotL gear emerge from the woods and run toward the ring. The crowd boos. Monsoon, folks, that's the devil himself, and it looks like we finally know who the third man is. Satan is getting into the ring, and it looks like Hall is giving him the chance to leg drop Savage. And now Joe King is coming to the ring. Rose, what's he doing here? Heenan, it's time for his coronation. The crowd boos. Hoffman takes the microphone from Finkel, enters the ring, and says,
"So what do you all think? I couldn't ask for a better surprise. Third man than the devil himself, right? The Prince of Darkness is here to help me kill off Saturday Night Alive."
Hoffman, Hall, and Satan place their left hands together and make devil horn hand gestures. The crowd boos and throws debris. Rhodes, oh, look out. Heenan, who's that emerging from the audience? Monsoon, folks, Paul Walker is emerging from the audience with a chair, and I can't believe it. Paul Walker has gotten into the ring and has hit Scott Hall over the head with the chair. And what's this? I can't believe it. Satan has kicked Joe King in the stomach and is now giving him the Stone Cold Stunner. The crowd cheers. Heenan, what the hell is Satan doing? Monsoon, Satan is taking off his SNotL shirt, and I can't believe it. Satan's wearing a Saturday Night Alive shirt underneath. This is unbelievable. Satan has now placed Savage on top of Hall and has woken up the referee, who begins counting. 1, 2, 3. The bell rings and the crowd cheers. Finkel, your winner and champion of audio-only sketch comedy, Saturday Night Alive. Monsoon, it's all over as SNotL's third man. Satan himself has double-crossed his team and has led to Saturday Night Alive's victory. Let's send it to Mean Gene in the ring with Satan. Shows Okerlund in the ring with Satan, who says, Satan, Joe King has proclaimed you the third man, and you then double-crossed him and helped lead Saturday Night Alive to victory. What do you have to say to those listening? Satan, dead from the earth, we're not alive. It's Saturday Night Alive, starring Chris Farley, Phil Hartman, Jan Hooks, Norm MacDonald, Gilda Radner, Danitra Vance, and many other special deceased contributors. Musical guest, Jerry Lee Lewis, and your host, Satan. Everybody, Satan. Applause, applause, applause. Satan, thank you, thank you. I'm happy to be here and to keep Saturday Night Alive alive. John Belushi gets up from the mat and says, Hey man, what gives? You were supposed to be our third man. Satan, that's what you get for trusting the devil. But I've been told by Liz Lemonade that you're welcome back at Saturday Night Alive whenever you want. And where's Mr. Joe King at? Show Savage, Walker, Hartman have Hoffman tied to a chair in the parking lot right outside the ring. Satan, hey Mr. King, I hear there's a very special message for you out on the stage. Cuts to the stage, where it shows Chris Farley sitting in a new wheelchair. Farley, I'm sorry, Mr. King, that I didn't invite you to my wedding. It's nothing personal. It's just that you're a really huge asshole, and I like Brittany Murphy a lot better. But we all really want John Belushi back on Saturday Night Alive.
So if you're willing to just stay away from the rest of us, we at Saturday Night Alive would love to be back under the SNotL brand.
Hoffman nods his head dejectedly.
Barley. Okay, great. Now if you'll indulge me with a rendition of With or Without You.
See the stone set in your eyes. Satan interrupts and says, thanks, but no thanks, Chris. Anyway, we have a great show tonight. Jerry Lee Lewis is here, so we'll be celebrating Saturday Night Alive's Halloween victory with great balls of fire. We'll be right back.